Hey guys, Bannon 6.7 on today. I got a story I've been wanting to share with y'all. It happened to me about 2 years ago in the state of Pennsylvania. So basically, every day I was working a 9 to 5 job. I was living in Maryland, and I remember when I was a kid, I always wanted, I always went camping, and I loved it. My parents. So basically, working a 9 to 5 job every day, you just get bored, and you basically want to go camping. But that's just how I was. I mean, growing up in the woods, sometimes you just gotta get back and enjoy yourself. Well, I was talking with my boss, and I told him I wanted to go on a vacation for a couple months. With I'm working there for like 5 years, so he was like, plus I was really good friends with him, and he was like, well, go ahead. So basically, I bought a bunch of camping supplies, bought a bunch of gear, bought some ammo for my guns, just in case of a bear or something. And I headed out to Pennsylvania on a road trip. So basically in Maryland, I was living in Westminster. And I went to Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And the place I was camping out at, which you've probably heard of if you live in Pennsylvania, it's called McCall State Forest. And it's almost right next to, it's called Pine Grove Furnace. It's a pretty cool resort you can visit. But back to the story. McCall State Forest, you can camp out, but you can't cross the river and camp out. You can only camp on the one side. And there is some hikers and bike riders, and you can do some bow hunting in the wintertime. So basically, I went there in the fall when it was still kind of warm, but winter was starting to creep in. And then, basically, I wanted to camp far away from civilization. So I crossed the river with all my gear, had a pump action 12 and a bolt action 20 gauge on me, and a 9mm just in case of anything. So across the river, I went. It was actually a big mountain. I went about quarters of the way up the mountain, and I found a big flat spot. So basically, I stopped there. I set up my tent, and I started getting all my supplies ready for the nighttime. I got the tent set up. I got my fireplace built. I got a bunch of wood stocked up for the night. I got the fire started, and I was ready for nighttime. So basically, the first night was nice. It was nice and quiet. You didn't hear no traffic, no sounds of people. It was almost like heaven. I mean, when you're working a 9 to 5 job every day, you just need a break every once in a while. So then the next morning, I woke up refreshed, energized, and I went searching out in the woods to see if I found anything, you know what I mean? Because I was new to that area. I found this nice stream, more like a spring. So I filled my jugs of water. I had a water tablet, that kills the bacterias. You get them from Walmart. They're in a couple dollars. I put one of them tablets in, and that was some good water. So basically, I just stockpiled some more wood for the next night, and I went on and went to bed. Don't know what happened, but I just kind of woke up in the middle of the night. I looked at my watch, and it said 12:30, and I just went to bed at like 10 o'clock. basically, I don't know why I woke up. I didn't hear nothing. I didn't see nothing. I didn't even smell anything. Or I didn't even feel like I was being watched. But you know that terrible feeling you get when you're being watched? I didn't even have that. It was just like I woke up out of the middle of nowhere. So well, basically, I didn't think anything of it. And just went back to sleep. I woke up the next morning. Fire was out. And I was thinking, I was like, man, I knew I should have stocked it last night. But I just went to bed. So, that day I went out, do some reconning again. And I did find these, it's hard to explain, but it was like 3 claw mark in a tree. It kind of resembled a bear claw mark, but it was only bigger and deeper. And it was really tall. It had to have been at least 9 foot tall in the tree. Basically, it freaked me out. But I really didn't think much of it because of, I know that we do have some big bears up in that state of Pennsylvania. So I just figured maybe he standing up on 2 feet and scratched the tree. So I just tried to forget about it. And the nighttime started coming. I had the fire blazing. I'm just sitting there chilling. I was reading one of my books. It was actually a survival book about edible plants and stuff you can do in woods. And I mean stuff you can build. I was sitting there reading it. And I smelled this terrible smell. It smelled like wet dog. But like 10 times stronger. So basically, I started looking around. I had a bright flashlight. I started looking around me. Didn't see anything. So basically, I kind of brushed it off. You know what I mean? Like, that could have been anything. Went back to reading my book. Stocked the fire a little bit. And then the smell came back. So then I turned my flashlight on and I looked around. To the left of me, I seen these 2 eyes for 1 second. Like, as soon as I signed the flashlight on, they lit up red and disappeared. Basically, my heart sank. Like, what the fuck did I just see? Which I put the book down, grabbed my 9mm, and I walked over that direction. How I knew something was standing there is because there was a twig snapped recently. And the leaves were pushed down as to where he was standing. Because I was also a pretty good tracker. But these tracks kind of like disappeared out of the middle of nowhere. So that definitely freaked me out. Because I ain't never heard of red eyes. I mean, these were like blood red eyes. Like, you seen them, you probably shit your pants. No joke. But, so that night, I almost sat up all night. On guard, you know what I mean? Sitting there with my gun. Just in case it was to come back. It never did come back though. So I eventually fell asleep around 5 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep as soon as it was starting to get light. Because that's the only time I felt safe to even fall asleep. I woke up around 9 o'clock. The fire was still smoldering. So basically, I just got out, threw some more wood in it. And I went to go get some more water.